Hello everybody. In this video we are going to cover first chapter of Think and Grow Rich, that is harness the power of thought. And in this video we are going to cover third point of this chapter, that is you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. So let's begin. And one thing, each and everything that I'm going to explain here you can find in the description box, so please go check it out and let's begin. Okay, so the topic name is you are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Here it starts. When the English poet W.C. Henley wrote the prophetic lines, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul, he should have informed us of the reason we are the master of our fate, the captain of our soul. So there was one very famous English poet, his name was W.C. Henley, and he wrote some prophetic lines, some predicted lines. Okay, I am the master of my fate. So this particular line he wrote, I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul. So writer is saying he should have informed us that why are you writing this type of sentence? Okay, it's good, it's right, it's accurate, but what's the reason behind this? Okay, why are you writing this type of sentence? So here writer is saying he should have informed us of the reason we are the master of our fate, the captain of our soul. Next, that we have the power to control our thoughts and that our thoughts shapes our reality. So here writer is saying if you have the power to control your thoughts, it means you can translate that thought into its physical reality. You can shape that particular thought into its physical reality. Here is how thought shapes reality. So in the next upcoming paragraphs, writer is going to share each and everything that is important to shape your idea or thought into its physical reality. Here it starts. The ether in which this little earth floats, you are getting it, the ether in which this little earth floats, in which we move and have our being, in which we move. In earth we are living. Okay, I can say on earth, but here writer is using in which we move and have our being, means our existence is on earth, and the earth is just moving, or I can say just floating in ether. Ether means I can say sky, is a form of energy moving at an inconceivably high rate of vibration. So here writer is talking about earth. So earth is a form of energy. This is the form of energy moving at an inconceivably high rate of vibration. It means in this particular earth is just moving at an inconceivably high rate of vibration. This ether is filled with a form of universal power which adopts itself to the nature of the thoughts we hold in our minds and influences us in natural ways to transmute our thoughts into its physical equivalent. So here what is the proper understanding of this particular sentence? This sentence, I don't know. I have to study a lot more because I translated this in Hindi and I tried to understand, but it was not like okay I can understand. So let's move forward. This power makes no attempt to discriminate between destructive thoughts and constructive thoughts. Okay, so if you have the power of thought, but the thing is the power of thought makes no attempt to discriminate between what is destructive, what is bad, and what is good, what is constructive. So this is this type of mind and this type of understanding thought don't have. Okay, what is right? If it is not right, I will not do this, I will not think this. It will think. It will translate into physical reality. It will translate into physical reality. Thoughts of poverty just as quickly as it will translate into physical reality, thoughts of riches. Okay, so here writer is saying your thought, or if you have that type of thought power, if you have that type of thought power, it will translate it into its physical reality of riches. If you have If you have thought power and you are thinking about riches, if you are thinking about positivity, if you are thinking about money, it will translate into its physical reality, and it will not discriminate. If you are thinking like some negative, I will not get this, I can't build this business, if you are thinking like this, then it will also translate into its physical reality. You can't build a business, you can't do this particular work. So thought never discriminates between what is right, what is wrong. If you are thinking right, it will translate into its physical reality. If you're thinking negative or bad or destructive, it will translate into its physical reality. Okay, this is the meaning of the sentence. Our brains become magnetized with the dominating thoughts which we hold in our minds. If you are holding something in your mind, then your mind become magnetized with that particular dominating thoughts. Dominating thoughts means if you are thinking about that particular one thought and if you are holding for a long time that particular one thought, so your mind will just go and attract that particular thought into its physical reality. We hold in our minds, and by means with which no person is familiar, these magnets attract to us the force, the people, the circumstances of life which harmonize with the nature of our dominating thoughts. So, if you are holding something in your mind, it will translate into its physical reality. It will attract that particular thing. It's okay. But understand one thing here. It can harmonize with your personality, because if your personality is very, very positive, so you can't attract, your mind can't attract some negative things because your personality is already positive. So your personality, your mind, your thought process can be harmonized with that particular thing. Okay, and your personality is negative, you never attract positive things because your personality, each and everything of yours you have is negative. So you can't harmonize the thing that is positive. Here writer is saying, before we can accumulate riches in great abundance, we must magnetize our minds with intense desire of riches. Understand? Before we can accumulate riches in great abundance, if you want riches means a lot of money, a lot of resources, all those things. So before getting this in a great abundance means in a huge amount, in a massive way. So in a great abundance, if you want to accumulate riches, accumulate means if you want to collect all those things, if you want to achieve this. But first, we must magnetize our minds with intense desire of riches. First of all, you have to magnetize our minds with intense desire of riches. It means you should have the burning desire of riches first, and after that you can accumulate riches in great abundance. Next sentence. We must become money conscious until the desire for money becomes a sufficient force to transmute desire into wealth. So here, we must become money conscious. What is called money conscious? Money conscious means you are aware about money. You are thinking about money. You are aware and you study this. So it's called, you are aware, you are conscious, you are money conscious. So we must become money conscious until the desire for money becomes the sufficient force to transmit desire into wealth. You have to aware about money. The sentence is, you truly are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. This natural and enduring truth is at the root of the principle described in this book. The principles that unlock the secret of gaining mastery over your financial fate. Okay, so here writer is saying this particular thing, you are the master of your fate, you are the captain of your soul. It's not a normal thing, it's the root of this particular book. This book name is Think and Grow Rich. And if somebody asks, what is the root of this particular book? What is the root, or I can say, main thing, main point, one of the main point of this particular book, then you can say, you are the master of your fate and you are the captain of your soul. And how? I just explained. The principles that unlock the secret of gaining mastery over your financial fate. So this particular thing, how you can become the master of your fate, captain of your fate, how you can become this particular thing. If you understand it properly, if you can understand it properly, you can gain a lot of mastery over your financial fate. And the next topic of this particular chapter is develop success conscious. And I think we can cover this particular thing. Let's move forward. The Great Depression started in 1929 and continued on to all-time record of destruction until sometime after President Franklin D. Roosevelt entered office. So here is written, the Great Depression started in 1929 and it continued on to the date of, very last date until some time after President Franklin D. Roosevelt entered office. Here entered office, it's not like he entered in the office. Entered office, it means he oath as a president of America. Okay. Just as an electrician in a theater raises the lights so gracefully that darkness is transmuted into light before you realize it. So did the spell of fear in the minds of the people gradually fade away and faith filled the darkness. So the thing is, the Great Depression started in 1929, but when the President Franklin D. Roosevelt oath of to becoming the president, after becoming the president, he did something, he did so well that like an electrician in theater raises the light gradually. So gradually all those problems fade away like a theater light. Okay, and that particular darkness transmuted into light before you realize it, and people will feel happy about that particular thing because in Great Depression people minds filled with fear, what is going to happen, this type of thing. But gradually this type of all type of fear fade away as faith filled in the darkness. Through the power of thought, what seemed impossible became possible. Yeah, we studied this. Some who will read this book will believe that no one can think and grow rich. Yeah, definitely. If a negative person or a person who don't know all those things, he will say, if that particular person will read this book, he will say, nobody can think and grow rich, because how can a person become rich with the help of only thinking? How can become a person rich? So that type of mentality people have. They cannot think in terms of riches because their thought habit have been stepped in poverty, want, misery, failure and defeat. Why they can't think like this? Because they are not thinking in terms of riches. They are thinking in terms of, I think, poverty, because they have misery, they have wants. Wants means lack of something. Okay, so they have failure, a lot of failure, and that's why they can't think in terms of riches. They always think in terms of poverty, what I can't do. They don't think what I can do. They always think what I can't do. So to think and grow rich, the first step is to adopt the proper mindset. Very, very deep line. Very, easy sentence, but very deep line. First of all, we have to, if we want to think and grow rich, then the first step is to adopt the proper mindset. Because without having the proper mindset, we can't think, and even we can't, achieve this. So here, fourth thing is written about mindset, I think. First one is become success conscious. It means aware about success. Success comes to those who become success conscious. Failure comes to those who indifferently allow themselves to become failure consciousness. Okay. Success comes to those who become success conscious. Somebody getting success, somebody is gaining a lot more success because he is success conscious. Means he is aware about success. And somebody is getting, failure, a lot more failure in his life. Why? The reason is he do have failure consciousness. Means he is very aware about failure. He is not aware about success, but he is aware about failure, and that's why he is getting a lot more failure. And here the particular word is used indifferently. Indifferently means without any manner, with sadness, with no efforts, this type of thing. Stop thinking in terms of impossible and cannot. Yeah, people are thinking like I can't do this. They don't think how can I do this. They're thinking I can't do this. They're thinking in an impossible and cannot do, this type of mentality. People rarely point out proposed solution that will not work and cannot be done. Okay, readily, readily or readily. It means very quickly. People make very quickly their own perspective about success and failure. If something is happening bad, they are just making their own mentality about that particular thing, and something is happening very good, they are making very quickly their perspective, and it's not good. It's not good. If you're making very quickly your perspective about anything, any good or bad thing, first see about that particular thing, and after that make your own perspective. And I cannot purge these and other self-defeating words from your vocabulary. Purge, P-U-R-Z-E. Purge means remove it, clean it. Clean this type of self-defeating words. I can't do this, it's impossible, this type of. So writer is saying just purge this. Just remove from your vocabulary that I can't do this. Third thing is gaze opportunity by what is possible, not by on impression, not by on impressions and beliefs. Gaze opportunities by what is possible. See the opportunities in terms of what is possible, not in terms of your conditioning, not in terms of your impression and your beliefs, because your belief and our belief is very limited. And if we are thinking in terms of our belief, in terms of our impression, and then we can't attract the opportunity. And that's why we have to gaze opportunity by what is possible, not what is impossible. People tend to develop a habit of measuring everything and everyone by their own self-limiting impressions and beliefs. People tend to, T-E-N-D and to, tend to, it means often. Often, I can say often, but in more formal ways, we use tend to. So people tend to develop a habit of measuring everything or everyone by their own perspective, by their own self-limiting impression or of belief. Don't let preconceptions hold you or others back from achieving what is possible. Here that one word, preconceptions. Preconceptions means you have some conceptions, some concepts, but it's not good. It's very old, and that's why you are doing this particular thing, but it's all preconception. So writer is saying don't let preconceptions hold you or others back from achieving what is possible. Don't go for preconception. Don't think in terms of preconceptions. It can lead for failure if you're thinking in terms of preconceptions. Because what is preconceptions? You are thinking in your terms and condition, in your limiting belief. So it's not good. The object of this book is to help all who seek it learn the art of changing their minds from failure consciousness to success consciousness. Okay, so the object of this book means, I can say what writer want to say is the object of this particular book is to everybody who is seeking for success, they can get success by reading this book. So and one thing that I was using very incorrectly, and that was I'm just telling you one thing very incorrectly. From failure consciousness to success consciousness, it's good. From failure consciousness to success consciousness. In last one video, I talked about change attitude. I think you watched that particular video, and in that video I was saying how you can change your attitude to negative to positive. It was completely wrong sentence. What is the right way to say this particular sentence? How you can change your attitude from negative to positive, from negative to positive, because in this particular book this is used from negative consciousness or from negative consciousness to positive consciousness. So it's good. So I have to use a right sentence, right grammar rule, because it's important. So thank you so much for watching this video, and till then, bye bye, take care. And one more thing, I know this video is not so good, because I was also I was like some hard words, some hard sentences I also don't understand, and that's why I was unable to explain each and everything in a proper way. But in the next video I will just share each and everything in a more proper way, so that you can understand, and I will feel also satisfied, because with this video I'm not feeling satisfied, because I know I made a lot more mistakes, and I did not do something that I should do.